All right, we are here with Matt Williams, correct?
Yes, sir.
Matt, do you go by Matt or Matthew, or does it matter?
Matt's fine.
Matt Williams. Okay, cool. So Matt, I had met you, I guess I met you officially in person at the open mic that I hosted at Little League.
Yes.
Yep, that was what, maybe a month, 6 weeks ago?
Probably a month ago, yeah.
Okay, cool. And you are, you're down in Pennsville, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which we just talked about, which is the deep south of New Jersey.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you don't have a southern accent. But yeah, would you consider yourself primarily a country singer?
No, not at all.
No? Really?
No, not at all, no. If anything, I would just say rock and roll.
There you go.
You
All
know?
right, cool.
I guess the hat always makes people think it's country, but that's more or less a job thing. I earned that,
Okay.
doing stuff. So,
Yeah.
And it's also, for me, it's just a way of life.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. Yeah.
Plus, it's great when it's raining. It's great when it's hot out.
There you go.
You know?
You just like them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. So I know we briefly talked at Little E's, briefly about like your past and stuff. But before we go down that road, for those listeners, watchers who don't know who you are, give them quick, the 15-second elevator pitch on what your music is.
Oh man. I'm a singer-songwriter, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Born in Maine in the 70s. My father was in the Navy, so we're originally from New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
And then spent my whole life in New Jersey, bouncing around town to town.
Yeah.
And I've been doing music since I was 15. I'm 47.
Yep.
I have a lot of mud on me, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
I did the Nashville thing. I did the writing thing, record label opportunities, tons of great things that in my life I should not have had the opportunities to have.
Right.
And I'm just really fortunate and thankful that I came out of it alive.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And I'm writing, so that's all that matters. I've always ever been a writer, a songwriter.
Okay.
You
never really did the cover band stint.
Oh no, I
like
still
that?
do that.
Yeah.
That's what I make a living doing music.
Okay.
That's what I do now. I do private events. I do wineries, bars, pubs, all this stuff.
Nice. Are you a full-time musician, or do you have a day job?
Yeah,
okay.
Full
Nice.
time.
Congratulations.
I do stuff. I'll do barbecues in Tennessee,
Oh, wow.
Connecticut,
Yep.
Long Island,
Mhm.
anywhere that they'll have me. And,
That's
and it's
awesome.
funny because I was watching a lot of your podcasts, and
Thank you.
it's a wonderful podcast, and what
Thank
you're
you. I
doing
appreciate
is
it.
awesome, dude. It really
Thanks.
is awesome. And especially for original music.
Mhm. Yep.
I mean, what you're doing is a blessing.
Thank
And I mean that from the
Thank
bottom of my heart.
No, I appreciate that.
Because I've always admired people that get it,
Mhm.
and they don't let the outside dictate their
Right.
inside. You have a
Right.
passion for it, and you're doing it. And
Yeah, man.
It's so admirable.
Thank
And,
you. Thank you so much. I must admit, it's taken me a while to kind of get to that mindset, right? Like, I mean, aside from music, even in my personal life, I was always one of those kids that cared way too much about what other people thought and all that stuff.
Right.
Even though I told the world I didn't, right? I grew up being like a long-haired thrash metal guy, and, lived by the motto of like, who cares what other people think? But deep down inside, I really did,
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, and it's I've gotten to the point where I'm a little bit older than you. I'm 53, and I've gotten to the point in my life where you only get one go around,
Right.
depending on what your beliefs are, right?
Right.
And what am I waiting for, right? Like my kids are taken care of. I'm taken care of. Like my family's good, right? I've got a day job. I'm not doing music full time. But now's the chance. Like, what am I going to do? Wait until I'm 63 to do something? You know what I mean? So no, I'm gonna put myself out there and see what
I share the same position in life as you do.
Yep.
My kids are grown. They're 18 and 15.
Yep. Nice.
Soon 19, 16.
Yep.
Divorced as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I recently had some stuff go on that forced me in a way.
Sure.
But I was able to reach that epiphany, if you will, and everything just opened up. And I'm a big Star Wars geek, so I was like, I found the Force,
Nice.
That's how best way I could say it. Best way I could say it.
That makes sense to me.
And I was just like, man, this is it. Like it's now, like, and I live every day as now.
That's amazing.
In the present. And I found by changing my modality and my way of thinking that way, and anything, I wish I would have learned this sooner.
Same.
You know what I mean? And it's not a regret. I don't regret it because it wouldn't have got me to where I am right now.
That's true. Right?
With all the stuff that I've come to learn.
Yeah.
But man, I'm enjoying it now.
That's awesome.
And I can't wait for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's great.
You know, instead of worrying about tomorrow, I'm looking forward to it.
That's fantastic.
But I'm not letting that drive the car.
Sure.
I'm still here. Like I'm hanging out with Dave Cudrak. I'm doing it. It's like, this is awesome.
That's great. I love that.
And,
I love that.
But it took me 47 years to wake up to that.
Sure.
You know, and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just glad that I woke up.
Yeah, me too.
Because a lot of people don't, you know.
That's true. There are a lot of folks out there that are just caught up in the rat race, you know, and kind of letting life happen to them instead of kind of making their own opportunities and stuff like that. So, you know, obviously everybody's situation is different. You know, I didn't have the ability at the time, I guess, to kind of pursue my passions, right? Through relationships and young kids.
You got your responsibilities.
All that stuff. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so I know we touched on a couple things at Little E's. You told me about the Nashville stuff, but let's kind of go back to the beginning. I remember at Little E's you said that you kind of grew up in an interesting situation. If you want to share it, go ahead and
we
give us some of your background.
Back in the 80s, you know, 70s and 80s. My parents divorced, you know, and my mom had 3 kids and welfare.
Yep.
That's what it was, you know. And it didn't matter if you were white, black, green, or blue.
Right.
If you were on welfare, you got that look.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You know, even the people behind the register would look at you different.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that's just that's what it was.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, you know, I grew up rough as far as that's concerned. But that also was a very important learning tool for me at the time.
Yeah.
I was able to, I don't know where it came from, but I've always been aware. I've always had this sense of awareness about things, how they work. Never why they work the way they work.
Okay.
Until now, after 47 years, I kind of have opinions on them.
Yep.
But seeing that they work and what it's about, I was able to see that really quickly.
Really? Like what? Can you give me an example?
Well, yeah. I mean, just the treatment of, you know, a lady in front of us who's paying with cash and the clerk behind this, you know, big old white dude, you know, just nice as pie to her.
Right.
And then my mother comes up with 2 ratty kids behind her. You know, we got the old metal hair tails and stuff like that, mullets when they, you know.
Yeah, man.
And, you know, and then just second that paper goes on the table, on the counter, the demeanor just switches.
Yeah.
I mean, night and day.
Yeah.
And I remember noticing that.
Sure.
And that stuck with me.
Yeah.
And it's just funny, you know. So things like that always, just the way people treat each other. And, you know, that type of awareness would get me in trouble because then I would maybe say something about it.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But like, why are you treating her that way? You know, blah, blah. And back then, you know, you can attest to this. Like, you know, it was, you don't cry or I'll give you something to cry about.
Yep.
You know, oh, you're bleeding, you're not dead, you'll live.
Right,
you know?
right. Can you breathe?
Yeah.
You know?
It was tough love. You know, I only hit you because I love you. That was my favorite one. Try to figure that out 7 years old. Be like, wait a minute, what?
And then, of course, that leads into...
I'm getting loved a lot around here, you know?
Right. But then, of course, that leads into your, like, at least with me, it led into, like, the types of relationships that I had with partners, with women.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
It can, And then everyone nowadays, in my opinion, I mean, I think Generation X they'll never be another one of us.
Right.
Because literally there's a lot of them memes on the internet. They're so true. Like,
yes, they are.
Literally, when we were young, they would kick us out of the house. And that was it.
Right. Or we came home from school to empty houses.
Yeah, like my mother, I'll tell you a story. shit. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You can say whatever you want.
Right. You know, she raised 3 kids on her own.
Mm-hmm.
Single mom working 2 jobs. After school, it was us.
Right.
All day.
Yep.
All day until she came home at 6 o'clock
mm-hmm.
and, you know, threw something together to eat. And then, you know, the boys would eat. She wouldn't, you know, like it's just like ravages, like, you know. So this one day I come home from school and the New Jersey Transit had just came back in line down. I lived in this town called Absecon. And it just came back, and they were sending out free tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was like either 8 or 9 at the time. And I love trains.
Yeah. My
grandmother on my mother's side, I mean, German and stuff like that. So we always went to the Amish country. We always went to any place that had a train, tunnels, caves. You know, at one point I thought she knew Batman personally. I've been there. I mean, as you go to Disney World, no, I go to Crystal Cave.
Yeah, man, Crystal Cave's
that's where I went for my, you know.
Yeah.
Like Mickey Mouse, I got stalactites. You can't hold a flame to that.
So true.
And so I come home and I get the mail and I look in there and it's a New Jersey Transit one-way ticket. And I'm like, let's see. Oh, it's a free ticket. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go take the train. I got a free ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So the White Horse Pike down there by Atlantic City, it's you know, it's not a place an 8-year-old would typically cross, you know, but back in that day, we didn't give a crap. Like, you know, whatever.
Yep.
We knew that we would get hit, so we would look. And then, you know, some of us would wait and then run across, you know?
Yep.
But anyway, I made it across the Pike, made it across the other side of the Pike, made it to the train station, you know, and it was just, you know, the typical, you know, just to get some bums over here, a bag lady, the bag lady, she was awesome.
Right.
And then I just waited for the train. So the train comes, I get on the train, and the guy comes around snipping the tickets, and I hand him my ticket, snips it, gives it back to me. And I just rode the train.
How far did you go?
I went all the way up to Lindenwold.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
And then I had to get off.
Right.
So I was like, all right, I'll get off the train.
Mm-hmm.
So I got off the train. And then the train went away. Never once was I thinking like, oh, I'm going to get kidnapped. Oh, I'm in trouble. Like I just, and I did have people, I remember, like, are you okay? Where's your parents? I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm just waiting for the train. Cause I was, you know,
and back then nobody batted two eyes.
No,
you know
I mean, you always, I mean, and also, I mean, cause things were a lot different as well. Like one town where I grew up down in Silverton, like if you had any inclination of being crazy, they would send the men with white coats.
Oh, okay.
Like that was, you know, heading into the mid 80s when they stopped doing that from what I know. Yeah. But prior to that, there was no tolerance for you. You know, if you were a drunkard and you were whatever, they would send a guy with like, you would literally be gone. Until you were better.
Pick you up. Yeah.
Right. So like all these things I knew of, like the men with white coats, you know, don't talk to strangers, don't do this, you know.
Yeah.
So I just sat there and waited, and, you know, I was like, man, I don't know when this train's coming back. I wonder how far it is home. I know I passed a bunch of train stations.
Right.
I mean, I was on that thing loving it.
Yeah, sure.
So the train eventually came back, said Atlantic City line. I'm like, all right, cool. So I get on there and I come back home and like, I didn't think anything of it.
Right.
Now, all the while I'm gone, you know, 8 or 9 years old, you know, my mother came home unbeknownst to me to check on something or whatever in between she was doing with work. I wasn't there. She had no idea. There was no cell phones, no nothing. So she's calling everyone that she could possibly know that wouldn't have any idea where I'm at. Yeah. My older brother, Tom, he's your age, and he was just he was meddled out. Like once he went into his room, it was just like, don't talk to me. You know? And he would just, and that was it,
man. I feel that.
That was it. He was in his zone. Like once he got home from school, like maybe you got 3 or 4 words out of him, and then you'd be like, the whole night.
I love it.
You know,
that's great.
So there was no talking to him. Oh, he probably went outside. Click, you know. So I come home, and there was a path from, we lived in this old apartment house, one of the apartments we lived in, and we had the bottom floor, and I come running through the path, or just walking through the path, whatever. And my mother comes out. She's like, Matthew John. And that's another thing. Like, you knew you were going to get beat.
You heard your middle name?
Middle name. Yeah. And that's something that I realized very, very young. I mean, shoot, man. Whenever those two things popped up, something bad was going down.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Yep.
You were just hoping it wasn't yours.
Right,
you know?
right. Yep.
And having an older brother, I was always, either thrown to the wolves or whatever. Not always.
Yeah.
But most of the time it was my fault. Like I just didn't give, I didn't recognize authority. I didn't really care. I was doing my own thing.
Yep.
Like, I don't know what it was. So I get home and my mom's freaking out. She's like, where were you? I was like, oh, I took the train ride. What do you mean you took the train? I'm like, yeah, there was a ticket in the mail. So I took the train. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah. You took the train?
I love it.
And I'm like, yeah, I took the train. She's like, you can't just take the train. You can't just do that. And I'm just, well, the ticket, I got the mail and I put it in. I saw the ticket and it said one free ticket. So, but you can't do that. I'm like, why not? So it was just like, I mean, she was shaking.
I bet. I bet.
So yeah, I mean,
Hilarious.
I just did stuff that was just, But again, that wasn't something that, today my mother DYFS would be,
Yeah, sure.
they would call family services and all that stuff.
As soon as you got off the train in Lindenwold, they'd be like, people would be like, where's your parents?
Right,
oh,
exactly.
I don't know, she's working,
exactly.
Somebody would have called somebody as soon as you got off the train.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, we raised ourselves.
Yeah.
Like it was 3 boys. I mean, we used to, it was survival of the fittest. Like we had this really long hallway in this apartment on Mechanic Street, and we would play NHL. So one person would be the goalie blocking the bedroom. The entrance to the living room. That was the net. You had to get it past them.
Yeah. What was it, like a rolled up sock?
No, we had the old old street hockey balls.
The street hockey balls, the orange ones.
The ones that were real, like before they got softer, where they got soft when it's summertime for the kids. No, these were like vulcanized. It's like they took a real hockey puck and just molded it and shaped that. Like, here, you want to, So my older brother found some used Cooper gloves in some yard sale we used to go to a lot on Sundays. You'd go to like the yard sales, and flea markets were awesome. That's where we got our nunchucks and our Chinese stars and our fireworks. And so we're in the hallway playing, and whoever scores whatever, then the person rotates, so that person's a goalie.
Yep.
So I don't know. My older brother and I, we're always fighting each other. And my little brother was basically just the popcorn, just
just
watching the show. No one's gonna touch him. He's a little brother.
That's hilarious.
So me and my older brother going at it, and I score on him, so whatever or I didn't score on him, he blocked it, which meant I get to go again or something like that. And he's like, no, you score, it's my turn. I'm like, no, I didn't get to go. He's like, here are the gloves, you're the goalie, right? So I took the ball or whatever, and I threw it down the end of the hallway and went to the kitchen. He's like, why'd you do that? I'm freaking out, right? I'm like, and he was walking away, and I must have said something that really ticked him off.
Yeah.
And he was like, and he got that look, so he's coming at me. Red Bull, he's charging. So I perch up on the couch behind the entrance to the living room. Yep. He's boiling down the hallway, and I hear one, two, three. He just passed his door, past my door. Hit him.
I love it.
Laid him out. Took off the glove, and he wasn't moving either.
Oh no!
I'm like, all right.
You hit him with the hockey glove?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's got that hard thumb.
Got him good.
There.
Oh, it was all leather.
Yeah, man. Oh.
And he wasn't moving. And I walk away or whatever. I'm like, you all right? And then he gets up. It's like, it's funny. There's a scene in one of them Avengers movies where Tony Stark punches Hulk.
You're right.
And he's in the Hulkbuster armor or whatever. I'm a nerd, so whatever. And Hulk looks up and he spits a tooth out. Well, that Hulk was my older brother.
Oh, my God.
And when that scene happened,
right.
It was instant draw, like
that's hilarious. Took it right back.
That was it.
That's amazing.
That happened, and I think with the writing in those movies, there are a lot of those scenes that are just beautifully written because of that.
Yeah, probably. Yep.
But yeah, man. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, and I took off out the door, and he came, running after me. I would climb a tree, like I'm evading a predator. Get my fat ass up on the roof of a garage. Like, you can't get me,
That's hilarious.
Then I fall and roll off the roof.
Sure.
There was so much stuff. I mean, we had, we didn't have anything.
Well, yeah.
We had a roof over our heads, but honestly, man, and I'm at it like now, like, somebody was talking to me a couple weeks ago. They're like, dude, you live off of your music? I'm like, well, you got to understand, like, I don't want or need for things.
Right. It taught you how to live within your means, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, so did coming up to 47 years of divorce, all these different things.
Yeah.
But I mean, the hard lessons, at least I paid attention to them.
Yeah, that's great.
And that's one of the things that was a thing for me growing up. Like, you never pay attention, paying attention costs nothing, Matthew John. You can afford to pay attention. Yeah.
That's great.
And it was always paying attention and patience. And I've found both of those things.
That's awesome.
And I feel more complete, as a human, as a being.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. Great. I'm hoping, every day I look at it as a student. If I could learn something or just, whatever, I'm constantly trying to learn something.
That's great. That's great. So with all of this, right, when did you first, is guitar your first instrument?
Yeah, actually, one of the apartments we lived in, there was a guitar in a closet. It was an acoustic guitar. And I was, I think maybe 8 or 9 at that time.
Okay.
And it was huge. It wasn't like, it was a big freaking acoustic. So I would put it on my lap and play with it and, just noodle around with it. Nothing serious. It made noise.
Yeah.
And it kept me busy, which meant my mother could do stuff with my little brother.
You're right.
Knowing that I was occupied.
That's cool.
You know? So I would mess around with that. And then I get bored and then I'd, go outside, dig holes. One time I found matches.
Uh-oh.
And I set the treehouse on fire. Right next to my grandfather's oil tank, which where the treehouse was.
Wow.
I just wrote a song about, it's called Grandma's House with Poppy's Chair. And it's a time, because I live with my grandparents, both sides of the family, from time to time during the hard times.
Sure.
And that song there's a line in that song that says, like, Grandpa called me every name I knowed, every name except for the one I knowed. But the day I found his Zippo, I heard my first and my middle. And that's the truth. That's true.
I bet.
Because he knew my name.
She sure did.
He never called to me until that day.
Right. That's hilarious.
But yeah, so music started really, really young as far as my putting it on my radar. I wouldn't say I got more serious into it until metal. My older brother got me into like Maiden.
Nice.
Metallica was the first.
Yeah. Metallica changed. Old school Metallica changed my life.
Yeah, it did. It did. I mean, and my brother went from, we went from thrift store polos, and then like in a family photo, thrift store polos, and then like the next photo, I'm still in my thrift store polo. My little brother's in a thrift store polo. My brother's gothed out with black, no expression on his face, just like, he found metal.
That's it.
Yeah. And but I was introduced to that, and then radio. My mother she loved the Stones, she loved Queen.
Okay, cool.
So every time they were vacuuming doing chores, she put on radio like Queen or Zeppelin or the Stones. In grade school, I met a friend and he introduced me to the Beatles.
Nice.
Got into that. We had the old, Radio Shack recorders, tape recorders with the pause and play.
Yeah.
So that's what I would play the music on until we eventually got a boombox from somewhere.
Right.
Then my brother, when he got an instrument, I would sneak in and mess with his guitars, but he's left-handed.
Oh,
I'm left-handed too, but I'm ambidextrous.
Okay.
So the only thing I do left-handed with is writing.
Okay.
And a little bit of throwing, but everything is more right dominant.
Gotcha. Yep.
So I could never really play his guitars because it's all left-handed.
Yep.
Which is another thing too. Like growing up, they tried their damnedest to make me right-handed.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you ever experienced that.
No. The only time I experienced it, ironically enough, is with the guitar. Like when I first got my guitar, I was maybe like 8 or 9 or something like that, and I picked it up and I held it left-handed, and my dad was like, "Oh, no, you got to hold it this way," and I was like, "But this feels right," and he was like, "Well, you could learn that way, but then we got to restring the whole thing and blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Oh, well, I'll just learn this way then." And I've been playing right-handed ever since.
Like in schools, they would literally, like for days at a time,
they would try to make it right with your right hand?
my pen to my right hand.
Really?
My scissors to the right hand. And the only thing that stuck was the pen.
Okay.
I can't cut scissors with the left hand. It has to be, everything has to be right except for my right.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Yeah. I was born left-handed. I do most everything left-handed. Yeah.
Except for guitar.
Except for guitar.
That's cool. Yeah. So I eventually found my first guitar that was ever given to me was my father.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me an old Yamaha. And that was, I think, my freshman year of high school.
Okay.
Prior to that, my brother had like metal bands, so people would just leave guitars at the house.
Yeah, sure.
So I'd always noodle on those.
Nice.
And but even in 8th grade, we had my first gig was 8th grade talent show, and we played. It was me, my buddy Mark, and my buddy Nick. We had a 3-piece band, and it was terrible, but it was beautiful.
Yeah, man.
It was
did the same thing.
What song was it? It was it's 3-chord song that everybody does. I forget.
Like Wild Thing or something?
Yeah, it's probably Wild Thing. Yeah. It probably was Wild Thing, yeah. And I mean, all not even in tune. I mean, whatever was happening was happening, and we just felt like we conquered the world.
Yeah, man. That's the best. That's the best.
And
my first talent show, I was a senior in high school, and it sounded like garbage, but it was so much fun.
Right. Yeah. The feeling that you get, you're like, I just don't care.
Yeah.
I did what I came to do.
That's right. Know? That's right. Yep.
Came here to do 2 things, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
That's fantastic.
So I just kept chasing it because it honestly, man, it was the only thing that in my life personally, sports, I liked playing sports. I was never a fan of the rules.
Right.
And being aware, it was obvious that, being a fat kid, I wasn't getting picked, I was always last or whatever like that, and because I had like learning disabilities back then, they called it the R word.
Oh yeah, sure.
So I would have to go out to trailers.
Really? Yeah.
I mean, if society, if today, they call it inclusion.
Yeah.
Or
My daughter has dyslexia, my youngest. And if she grew up in my time frame, she'd be in a separate classroom or she'd be in the trailers, right? Yep. But now they just call it an IEP, individual education
plan. Which is great.
And it is great. It is.
I mean, it's like, but back then, like you knew.
Yeah.
I knew something was wrong with me. Every day, 3 times a day. I know.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me I'm too fat to pass the Presidential Fitness Award test. I go to a trailer. You don't have to.
You're fucking hilarious.
You don't have to sugarcoat it, man.
No, it's true. It's true.
I can't get 1 foot off the ground with my fat ass.
It's crazy. Crazy as shit.
So I always had an issue with things, but I loved playing them, and once I started, I found music and really got into it. It was the one thing that I didn't have to have parents for. I didn't have to be the coach's son.
Yeah.
I didn't have to run a 40. I didn't have to, just because my last name was Williams didn't mean I was going to be last,
Right.
It was my safe, my passion.
That's awesome.
And,
it's interesting because, and I'm sure there are plenty of other things in life that do this, and sports is probably one of them. But like when it comes to music and we're talking guitar, because we both play, the guitar is you get out what you put into it.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's no way around it. If you half-ass your practicing, or if you just slack off in learning a song or a riff or something, you're not going to be able to play it.
Right.
But if you dedicate yourself and you put in 100%, you're going to get that same amount back.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And the thing is, if you want to get better, then you have the choice to get better.
Yep. Yep.
Like, I mean, I'm comfortable with my playing because it fits me. It fits what I do. I found that pocket.
Yep.
That there's guys that are just shred, and I'm glad they can shred.
Yeah, right.
Because I don't have the attention span for shredding.
Right.
You know, I'm still stuck on trying to learn past one scale.
Yeah, man.
Because my brain doesn't work that way.
I hear
so
you.
I admire it and I enjoy
That's
it. But
great.
music never asks you to do anything.
Right.
It never says you're not good enough.
That's true.
It never talks back to you.
Yep.
It is there specifically as a vessel to show you, in my opinion, what you are capable of.
Yeah, man.
There's no guardrails.
Yeah.
You know?
No guardrails, no judgment, right?
Yeah, and it's free. Shoot, you could even fucking sing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yep. I had a guy in here, you just reminded me, about almost a year ago, before we went video. Billy Rivas, his band is Billy Ray and the Bad Boys. He was in here, brought his whole band. There were 9 people up here in this loft. It was crazy.
Up here?
Yeah, man, it was crazy.
Wow.
But his story is his life went off the rails. He spent, I'm not sure how long, it was about 13 years or so in jail.
God bless.
And no instruments, nothing. But for those 13 years, he was writing songs in his head and just singing them out loud and all that. So he came out with stacks of little papers of song after song after song.
Yeah.
You know?
Because that stuff, like music, once it hits you, man, you can't forget it.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I probably know over 500 songs.
Wow.
Mine included in that.
Yeah, sure.
But like because I only really played the songs that I could either have been through something like that. I can empathize, sympathize, rationalize, and connect to. Because once I can do that, it becomes a part of my psyche. Yeah, man. And I can't forget that.
That's awesome.
You know? And there's like the new stuff that I'll learn, like when people ask me to learn songs and stuff, I'll learn it to the best of my ability, but unless I connect with it, it won't stay. My operating system is like, nope. Trash.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like I sometimes at my gigs, and most people know me as the solo acoustic cover guy. So I do all cover gigs. Occasionally I'll throw in an original song here and there. But like a lot of shows, I have a tendency to get the same requests. Like, oh, do you know Desperado? I've had so many people request Desperado from me. Well, I don't know it, but I'll try to learn it. And then I do, but it's not a song for whatever reason that doesn't like resonate with me. So I have a hard time trying to like learn it. I have a hard time trying to memorize it. Right. And then I'm just like, forget it. You know, it's the same thing. I have to connect with a song, even if it's a cover song. I have to really connect with it for me to want to put it into my regular set. Right. You know,
I get that a lot with Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
And you'll find out. I don't know if you ever wear hats.
Occasionally, yeah. But, baseball hats, but yeah.
This is just that's just what I do. This is a part of me, right? So, but sometimes I'll wear a baseball cap, you know? And there's a difference between requests from a baseball cap, Matt Williams, and cowboy hat,
Sure, I bet.
Sometimes from the same people at different gigs at different times.
Right, yep.
So, but Morgan Wallen is the number one that I get, and it's just like I can't identify with anything.
Right.
That I just can't, you know.
Yeah. The only song I do of from him, and it's not even his song. It's his cover of Jason Isbell, "Cover Me Up."
Jason Isbell's a great writer.
Yeah, and I do love. Excuse me, I can't speak now. I do really like that song because of the whole alcoholism twist and all that stuff. Like, I everybody knows, who knows me at all, knows that my song "From Grip" is about my dad's struggle with alcoholism. So, as soon as I heard like those first couple lyrics in the verse of that song, I was like, all right, I can get down with this, and it's a Jason Isbell song. I've tried other Morgan Wallen songs and I just can't wrap my mind
I could
around.
identify with that. I'm a recovering alcoholic.
Are you really?
Yeah.
How long's it been?
I just passed the year mark.
Nice.
In February.
Congratulations, man.
And there's no going back.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I went to rehab for 6 months, did all that. Yeah. I lost my kids, lost my house, lost my marriage.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't change it because the person I am now is, I think, who I was always meant to be.
That's great.
Because everything is clearer now. And I don't look back not that I can't,
right?
But I don't let the past dictate my day.
Sure. Yeah.
I can see why I was drinking a case of beer a day.
Holy shit. Yeah.
I can see why I was acting the way I was acting.
Right.
But you know, I've come to a point where it's I'm more enlightened. I'm more not spiritual, but I just get things more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Energy wise, vibrational wise, like I'm more in tune with almost like remembering who I was before I found girls.
Yeah.
You know, like I hate to say it
I
like
get
that.
it though. I get it. Well, before like puberty,
music.
Right? Like before puberty, right? Before your hormones go nuts, right?
Yeah.
There is a sense of like self, even though you're dealing with middle school drama, but still, like there's a sense of self. You know what you like and all that stuff, and you kind of get it. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, wait a second, what do I have to do to get the attention of that girl? Okay, let me do that, and then you slowly start to just kind of lose yourself. Right. You know what I mean?
So you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's basically like finding myself again.
That's awesome.
And but now I just have a lot of armor. Dented, dirty, worn, but it's still mine. And I'm better off for it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's I wouldn't call it coincidence. It's just ironic or whatever, and that's probably not the right word either. But you're 47. My dad passed away at 46 because he couldn't overcome his demons. One day he came home from the bar drunk, and he drove home, parked in front of his house, and fell asleep behind the wheel, like parked, turned the car off and everything, fell asleep behind the wheel with his head down, and then just never woke up. Thank you. I appreciate it. But I mean, it was a long time ago. I mean, I'm 53 now, so my 47th birthday was pretty bizarre. Yeah. But anyway, I'm happy for you that you're able to overcome it and all that stuff. And
I came out and like I said before, like I wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
Because everything had to happen the way it happened.
Right.
In order for me to be where I am today, sitting with you,
talking
to you.
Yep.
And I don't take that lightly.
Yeah, there's that song by the Rascal Flatts from ages ago called God Bless the Broken Road That Led Me to You or something like that. Yeah. So it's very
well, that's our song now, Dave.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Just got weird, but okay. I'm okay with it.
I'll take it.
It's funny because I think they actually had a hand in writing that song, whereas nowadays, man.
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's talk about that, right? So the Nashville scene, right? I just spoke to somebody, I forget who it was, recently. We talked a little bit about the Nashville scene and how country music is pumping out so much music right now, and a lot of it is coming out of Nashville, obviously. Because that whole city, you could throw a rock and hit 10 different songwriters who are actively writing, actively getting songs cut by some of the biggest artists in the world. Yeah. And you were on that path, right?
I was. I don't know how it happened. I was found by somebody. I'll leave their name out of it, but they found me. They wanted to write with me, so I wrote with them, and next thing I know, they're flying me down to Nashville, and I wrote a song, and I'm working with these guys. Had no idea who these guys were. Mm-hmm. Good thing. So they're like, "Man, this is a great tune, bro. You gotta move down here." I'm like, "I got 2 kids. I really can't do." Like, "No, I'm telling you, this is a wonderful song." So then, whatever, I flew back. The one guy's name was Rand Bishop. He used to write with Toby Keith, rest in peace. Mark Prentice, who was a Grammy-winning producer with Vince Gill. Okay. Charlie Morgan, who's a drummer with Elton John. I'm still friends with Charlie. He's awesome.
Nice.
Good man. Yep. Good mate. The late Pete Finney, who was a wonderful musician, a Nashville guy, just beautiful human being. He worked with a lot of people too, but I didn't know them.
Right.
And I think that was to my benefit, because I think had I had known who they were, I wouldn't have been myself. Oh, okay. And I think that's what really they respected about me. Okay. So the song got done. They cut it. And then the person I was working with, they wanted to, well, let's sell it. I'm like, go ahead. Just, I don't care. Sell it, whatever. So then, a couple weeks or maybe a month or two go by, and they're like, hey, and at the time, I go by the Williams Boy. That's my stage name.
Yeah.
Well, they wanted to change it to Billy Williams because it had more of a country ring to it.
Billy Williams.
Billy Williams, yeah. Well, if you Google
That's
Billy,
awful, by the way.
I know. Well, if you Google it, Billy Williams is this big old black dude. And like, all right, well, it's already taken. They're like, no, we can, I could already see the gears working. You're like, oh, and by the way, your YouTube page, delete it. We have to get rid of that.
Oh, geez.
And I'm like, what's going on here? So I'm putting things together, but I'm not. Mm-hmm. And I deleted my YouTube page, and I had all these wonderful memories of my children on there and that's something that when I had to hit that button, it really made me think. After I had done it, I was like, why am I doing this?
Right.
As I'm in a hotel room, they flew me down to North Carolina to do a music video for this video. Yeah. Which you could pull up if it's still on there. But I'm a fat dude, so and you can search the video because you're gonna laugh when you see it.
We'll look it up later for sure.
They made me wear a girdle.
Oh, really? Wow.
In the video.
Wow.
Because I was heavy.
Okay.
And I also had some trepidation because at one part in their storyboard, I was a soldier. Now I grew up in a military family.
Sure.
You don't wear the uniform if you haven't served.
Yeah, I've heard that. My grandfather stormed the beaches of Normandy. Right. So
my grandfather too.
Yeah, mad respect.
And my grandmother was an ordnance girl.
My grandmother was on the other side. My grandmother's German, and she was in the Hitler Nazi youth movement.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah.
But so I didn't really want to wear the uniform. Yeah. But the gentlemen who were, I guess producing this, they were ops agents or whatever, and they said we say it's okay. I'm like, well, my grandfather's looking down at me, and he's anyway. So they shot it in reverse order, so because they wanted to cut my hair too. So
man, they're pulling all kinds of
everything,
strings.
just trying to make me up to look whatever. Yeah. And I had the profile of a Luke Bryan. I had qualities of Tom Green that could be fixed to make it more commercial. Like they're telling me these things.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we can work with it. Okay. Back in the trailers again. Yeah. I get it.
That's an interesting way to put it.
I get it.
Yeah, man.
Yep. So whatever, do the video, and I think I watched it once, and that was it. But it's called "Waiting on a Maybe." That's the name of the song.
Okay, it's a good title
by Billy Williams.
Yeah.
But that's even if they still have it up there. But that whole time, if you're watching that, there's this one scene where I'm at the Tobacco Works down in the Carolinas, or North Carolina, Tobacco Works, whatever it's called, the campus, and I get to take the girdle off, and I'm talking to this girl in the scene. There's no real talking. I don't act.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know how to act. I can barely talk, which is why
you're doing a good job today.
Thank you, which is right. That's because you're making it easy. It's like talking to a friend. It's easy.
Well, we are friends.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We have a song now.
Yes, we do. I don't even have a song with my manager. She's my rotten soldier, my sweet cheese.
Nice.
So there's a part in there where I'm talking to this girl, and that was the end of it, and I got to release the
girdle
that I've been wearing all day, and it was just like Jabba, ooh, doggy, and you could see it. You could see my expression in there because I'm like,
yeah, right.
So if you do Google that. Waiting on a Maybe is the name of the song.
We'll see if we can cut it into the podcast.
And I don't mind. Yeah, edit it in there, and you could see the exact part where Jabba gets released. So then after that, I didn't hear from these people. I did all this stuff, and they're flying me out, and they are filling my ear with possibilities.
Sure, sure. Yeah.
But at the time, the life I had lived up until that point, I'm so used to people bullshit.
Oh, okay.
Everybody just talks. They promise you the moon and stars.
Yeah.
Actions deliver.
Sure. Yeah.
And if you don't learn that, you best be learning it quick. That's the only truth of it all.
It is true. It is true. Like and I don't want to derail the conversation, but yeah, I am very much a believer of that as well. Like you can say anything, and lots of times I take it with a grain of salt, like
Yeah.
until you back it up, until you show me something, until you take some kind of action.
Right.
And that goes with acquaintances, friends,
With anything.
relationships, bosses at work, like whoever.
Right.
You can say whatever you want, but I'm not going to be all in until I see it,
Right.
you know? So anyway.
Right. So like I guess they were pushing it. I don't know what they were doing on their end.
Yeah.
All I know is at the time I was in another band and I was making my own music, trying to get my music on. At that point, there wasn't the much stuff we have going on now.
Mhm.
YouTube was the biggest thing.
Sure. Yep.
And then I did some Christmas benefit. And at that time, like I was bouncing, I was doing a Bitter End. I was doing Coney Island High, Arlene's Grocery. I was doing Peace Candy
wow.
Store.
Those are some great places.
Doing the Paradise in Boston.
Nice.
I was touring all over the place.
And how did that come about? Were those people sending you, or were you just booking those shows on your own as well?
Those were me.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know, I wanted to. The Bitter End was nostalgic for me because of Bob Dylan.
Up in New York City, right?
Right.
I mean, everybody's
I was
played there.
huge,
Yep.
and I still am an admirer. And for me, it's not so much. I love a good song, but the writing is where I get my boner.
Okay.
Let's edit that out. That was just too honest. Good writing works.
Yeah, man.
Does it to you, man, to a man.
Yeah.
In any event, so yeah, I wanted to go up there, and I went up there and I got. Back then, you had to submit a video to. I don't know what they do now, to audition to play on their.
Yeah, I think it's the same
Sunday
thing.
night showcase.
I think I applied like a year ago and never heard back, but I think it's similar. Yeah.
And then I got the okay, and they're like, okay, well, here's 50 tickets.
Right.
Sell 50 tickets.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. So I did whatever I could to sell as much as I could.
Yep. Sure.
You basically pay to play.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if you don't sell them, you're out.
If you want to play, you're still going to give them the money.
Right. Exactly.
To play.
Yeah.
But I got some nice footage on there. But for me, it was just to be in the same room, like as a history nerd,
sure,
and music nerd, and that was it for me. I would I would pay that just to go and spend the day in the place, you know?
Yep, that's cool.
So it was a win-win that I got to play songs and got some recordings out of it.
That's awesome.
So then, so after that, my first son was born in 2007, and I had set up a little mini tour down in Tennessee, culminating in Nashville. I did like Johnson City. I did some dates over there. And then I went down to a singer-songwriter showcase at Harley Davidson in Nashville.
Okay.
And my family came over here in 1635.
Wow.
On a pilgrim ship called the Rebecca.
Oh, wow.
My bloodline.
Yep.
So we established our roots back then.
Mm-hmm.
And in every major occupation to fight for our country, one of them was the Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a relative in the Civil War, which I wrote a song about as well. But so I made the mistake of playing that below the border.
Okay.
In Tennessee.
Yep.
And that didn't go over well with
so
the locals.
Why? Because the soldier.
Because I'm a Yankee.
Okay, so they were on the northern
Correct.
side. Your family was on the northern.
Yeah,
okay,
they were from the 142nd New York Volunteers.
Okay.
Regiment, and so I played that song, not thinking that the wounds would still be that fresh.
Yeah.
But there was a couple biker dudes that weren't happy with
really?
that. Yeah.
Really.
But I was happy with the fact that they were mad because they were listening.
They listened. Yeah, it's kind of amazing.
So
Yeah.
So I was happy. I was like, I'm glad you're mad.
Yeah, right.
At least you listen to my song.
Yep, that's right. An angry reaction is still a reaction.
Yeah. Like, what's that thing? There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Right, exactly.
Still publicity.
Yep. They probably all talked about you later on that night. So this motherfucker played a song about the North and
coming down here talking about us. I'm like, yeah. Score.
That's great.
But yeah, so I did a lot of stuff, but and I did have aspirations. I always wanted to be a writer, a songwriter, and to be able to perform. You know, who doesn't want to perform in front of a lot of people, especially their own stuff? You know?
Absolutely.
But the closer and closer that I got on my own volition, like the further away it became. Meaning that, like, as I was trying to pursue it, I felt like I was getting further from any open doors.
Oh.
And the moment that I would ignore it, someone would come out of nowhere.
Oh, okay. Yep.
It's almost, I relate it to like when I was married, or anytime in a relationship with a girl.
I was thinking the same
There's
thing.
chicks everywhere.
Yeah.
You can have a ring the size of the moon, and you know there's a girl that just doesn't see. You know what I mean?
Or sees it and doesn't care.
Right. And then when you're single, it's crickets.
Right. Agreed. 100%.
So it was kind of like that. And then when I started paying attention to that, I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's the energy, man. I don't know. Whatever I'm doing, I have to just stop. Yeah. I need to start focusing on me. But then, you know, my kids started getting older, and in around 2016 was my first flight out to Nashville. Some guy flew me out. I'm not going to say his name. Rich something. He had a record label he was putting together and a publishing house, and he wanted me to be one of the writers in the publishing house.
Yep.
And my kids were still young at the time. So I was like, well, yeah, I mean, he's like, we'll give you this easy. The short end of the stick is it's $60,000. This is yours. Recoupable in 90 days. You got to get on the horn. You got to get, you know, something. You got to start pitching people. These are who you pitch. These are your pitch people. These are your writers' rooms you can go to. You need to start networking, and I need to get out there. We'll provide you an apartment for 3 months.
Okay.
You have to have something in the pipe. And when he started talking like that, I did mortgages, so I'm like, pipeline.
I used to do mortgages too. That's so weird. Anyway.
Well, when your bank says no,
Champion says
that's
yes.
who I worked for.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I worked for Sendant Mortgage.
Nice.
In Mount Laurel. Yeah.
So I just, I started recognizing the speak.
Okay.
You know, put it in the pipeline. You get points in the back, points in the front.
Yeah.
You get this. Okay. So, all right. He doesn't think I know what he's talking about.
Right.
I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Now, luckily, during my life, even despite my social, you know, we were lower middle class.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my friends, they had means, you know, and when you're a kid, that doesn't necessarily play as much. You know, even today, I'm happy to see that the kids these days are more accepting for other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And which gives me somewhat of hope, you know.
Sure.
But so my friend's father was a bigwig in the casinos because we lived down by the casinos. And, you know, I stayed friends with him my whole life. We were best friends, and we had tons of different trauma happen there. We almost died in Philly.
Oh, jeez.
House fire, dude. It was crazy.
Oh, man.
I can go. I've lived so many lives.
It sounds like it.
In 47 years. But I'm excited to see what more I can go.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, I could write a book. So in any event, so he starts talking to speak. Now I know my friend's father. We're still cool. He's like, so I reach out to him. I'm like, hey, getting this guy talking about, you know, this deal. He seems interested. I have a weird gut feeling. Can I run it by you? He's like, I'll do you one better. Here's this number. Go meet Stu. He's up in New York. So I go to meet this guy, Stu Silfen. He's an entertainment lawyer.
Oh, cool.
So I introduce myself. We have a nice conversation. And he like represents like big time ZZ Top, Alicia Keys, stuff like that.
Yep.
None of which I'm still not even like, it's not that I'm not like, oh my God.
Right.
It's just that I'm not there for that.
Okay.
I'm there to see if this is a legitimate thing.
Right.
You know, and turns out it was legitimate. Yep. But it's not. He said it's a great deal, but you'd be. What do you say? It's a great deal, but there's two ways to take it and only one way not to. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, your best bet at knowing you and you talking to me. He's like, I'm not going to bullshit you. You don't want to do it. Because of what you got, because of what you told me. And he was honest with me. He's like, it doesn't make sense.
Not a good fit for you.
For me in my personal life.
Okay.
You know?
Gotcha.
He's like, this is something for somebody who's hungry.
Okay.
Somebody who doesn't have all the responsibilities. Somebody who's not a father. Somebody who's not, you know.
Some 25-year-old who's just got hours on end.
Right, not a 30-year-old who's in his middle of his life raising his children. Yeah. And there came that, not juxtaposition, but the issue. I'm like, man, you know, then I start you know, wow, woulda, coulda, shoulda, blah,
Right.
blah,
Sure. Sure.
you know, and then that started some dark times, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
Because here I am, you know, everyone wants to be noticed for, or at least recognize that they're doing something positive with their art, you know.
Yeah. Everybody wants some kind of validation.
Yeah, and here I'm getting some validation, and I'm like, oh, this is great, you know. Like, I'm finally not going into the trailers anymore,
Right.
you know.
Right.
They're letting me into a big boy room, you know.
Yeah.
I get pens, not crayons. So, any event, that I let that go.
Yeah.
And then I think COVID hits, and I get another offer to do some a recording, a record thing. And this one seems kind of shady off the bat.
Right.
You know, it's like, talking about advances and stuff like that. Now, at that, from 2016 to 2019, I mean, I really was dad mode, doing all the stuff that I had to do as father.
Yeah. Did you have a full-time job at the time?
Yeah, I had a full-time job, and I did music.
Okay.
So I did a lot. My ex would say otherwise, but I did a lot.
I hear you.
I didn't do what she wanted.
Right.
I did a lot.
Yeah.
So, music wasn't on a back seat. It is what it was for that moment.
Yep.
And like in that relationship, like no matter where I was, like we got this beautiful house over a couple towns over. I came from living in apartments.
Yeah.
And sleeping on floors in my grandmother's house.
Sure.
Never in my life had I thought that I'd have a fridge with an ice maker in it.
It's a big deal.
Huge.
First one's a big deal.
Huge.
Yep.
And doors that open like this.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Nice. Yep.
Literally, it's like you open it.
Yep.
You know?
And there's food inside it.
Expecting to see like Gozer from Ghostbusters. So anyway.
Are you the gatekeeper?
Yeah. Exactly. So I'm in this house, and it's hitting me. I'm like, wow, I got all this. I got all this. I never really would have thought. I'm like, I can have a whole room for music, you know?
Yeah, man.
So then I did. I started putting all my music stuff up there, and you know, the kids have their room. They have 2 rooms, but she wants them to share one room. Fine, whatever. Share one room. So I had my music room. Well, then, well, maybe not that room. You know, maybe go in the other room.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so I'm like, all right, go in the other. Yeah. And maybe not that room. Maybe do it downstairs somewhere. You know, maybe in the living room area. I'm like, okay, you know. And it reminded me of Office Space.
Oh, yeah.
With the guy,
Milton.
You're
Yep.
like, yeah, we're going to have to, you know.
He ends up in the basement.
And that's where I ended up. And it was at that point, Dave. That's just, if there was like a time lapse camera, you would see, you know, the eventual decline of my my route toward the basement. So it wasn't really a welcoming thing. It was more like, this is what my dad did, and this is what you're going to do as a father.
Oh, I see. Yep.
And if you don't, then you're not
right.
You're not a man.
Yeah.
I don't need anyone who's not a man.
Whatever. I hear you. Yep.
Yep.
So when did the drinking kind of go?
That started really bad from COVID.
Oh, okay.
Because
I think a lot of people kind of went off the deep end because the liquor stores were the only places that were open.
Go figure.
You know?
Yeah.
You just go out and buy 3-4 bottles of wine.
And they were
every
cheaper
other day.
too.
Yep.
Cheaper then to get a case of Miller Lite was my poison.
Sure.
But it really hit when like the second label opportunity was like, you know, we need you to move out here. I'm like, well, I can't do that. Can't I Telluride? Can't I like, no. You have to be here to network. And I understood that.
Yeah.
That's why it's like when people say, you know, you got to go to Nashville, but you really have to go to Nashville.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's not as hard to make it as you would think if you're there.
Yeah.
And you had said something that's extremely important, the networking thing.
Yes.
is key.
Yeah.
Because you could suck as a writer, suck as a player. But if you network and you get on a good level with people,
man.
You're going to learn and you're going to develop more skills. And you have no idea how much more important that is to you having a trim jaw.
Oh yeah.
Having big boobies, full lips.
The big boobies.
I mean, they help. They say who you know or who you blow, but both of them are true to a certain extent.
I'm sure.
I will not say what I know.
But to your point,
networking is humongous.
Yes, I mean that's a theme. That's a common theme that comes up in this podcast all the time. You know, it's networking opportunities. You know, if you have an opportunity to co-write with somebody, or you know, there's the OAC guys, right? Shay and Michael Songs. And
I
Chuck
just
and all
met
that
Shay.
Stuff. Did you? Okay, good.
I saw the podcast with him.
Okay, nice.
So
nice.
I did some after watching yours. I submitted to them.
Oh, sweet.
To see if they'd have me. So awesome. I saw him over at an open mic. At Death of the Fox.
Okay, yeah.
But it was getting late, and I was like, you know, I'll come back next Tuesday because it was like I was number 16 or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was down to one song, and I was like, well, you know, you're not even in the 10s yet.
Right.
It's almost 9. It's a hard stop at 9.
Right.
I'll just come back.
Yeah.
And I had planned to be there early, but I had a headache, so I took a nap.
Sure.
You know, when you're in your 40s and 50s,
sometimes you need a nap.
You need a nap. You know.
But yeah, like it's that OAC event is a great networking opportunity for anybody, whether you're an original artist or cover artist or whatever. It's just a bunch of musicians in a big room, you know.
Yeah.
And then also, you know, when I speak to the songwriters in Nashville or guitar players in LA or, you know, Chris Voss from the record company, right? Like everybody, and his band's been on tour with John Mayer and Bob Seger, and that they're currently headlining their own tour right now, which I was able to go backstage for last week. It was awesome.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because he was on my show like 8 months ago.
Nice.
I texted him. I'm like, hey, I'm coming to your Philly show. Can we meet up? And he gave me his tour manager's number.
That's cool as hell.
He said, text Omar, he'll set it up. I was like, yes. And it wasn't like a meet and greet. It was just me and Leanne backstage. It was awesome. So anyway,
that's neat.
But yeah, like the thing that comes is don't be an asshole.
Right.
Don't be an asshole. Right. So, you know, you think some venue is like snubbing you for whatever reason. Okay, fine. Don't play there again. Yeah. Don't be an asshole.
Right.
You know, don't throw them under the bus on social media.
Right.
Don't talk shit because they all know each other.
Yeah.
You know, like stuff like that. You know what I mean? And then of course, you know, opportunities come from, not all, but some opportunities come from the people that you know.
Yeah. And honestly, if you'd be so lucky, anyone would be so lucky to have a positive thing come out of a conversation.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
results in you even, I don't know, getting a free pair of strings.
Right.
Something as simple as that.
Yeah.
Because it's just, it's the ultimate kindness. It goes a long way, and you don't have to have means to be a nice person.
Right, exactly.
Know? And networking is just being a genuine person.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
Are there assholes? Yeah.
Sure.
There's more assholes than nice people. Unfortunately.
Yep.
But I mean, it doesn't cost anything to be yourself, or in my case, pay attention.
Yep.
And networking is huge. And I've recently, like, you know, going to your open mic in particular reminds me, because I host an open mic too, but I used to host one back in the day. And you kind of do it the way I love, because you do it for all the right reasons.
Well, thank you.
You know what I mean? And and the community that you're building, or that you have built.
It's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's honest and open, but the most important thing is it's not you.
Right. I play 2, sometimes 3 songs in the beginning, and then I'm off stage.
Yeah. And if someone asks you to come back up, you'll do so.
Sure.
But I can't tell you how many times that I've been to open mics where it's not really an open mic.
I've heard stories.
And I'm not a name namer or name dropper.
Yeah.
But they exist.
Yep.
And it doesn't take you long to find out.
Yep. Or like the host is just bringing up his friends all the time. There is. Well, I get an immediate red flag, and I'm sorry if this doesn't pertain to your open mic, whoever might be listening, but like I get immediate red flag as soon as I say I go to one, I say, "Where's the list?" And they go, "We don't have a list." I'm like, "Oh, what's that mean?"
Right.
You know, how do I know when I'm going up? You know, like I'm like, okay, well then I'm not going to play that.
Right.
you know? And there's a few out there, you know? And it's a lot of times it's just the host bringing his friends up and be like, oh yeah, well, yeah, we'll get to you. You're like 4 spots away. And then like 6 performers later, you're still waiting with your guitar in hand.
10:15 at night. You've been there since 6.
Right, exactly.
We close at 10:17. Why 10:17? It seems arbitrary. Well, the band's coming in.
Yeah, right.
But no, I mean, in the open mics, I mean, there's such a wonderful place that, you know, if you use it for the right reasons, like that's how I look at it. Like I go out there, like I call my songs my children.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So anytime I pop out a new kid, I gotta see if it walks.
Right.
See how it walks. Is it stumbling? Is it, you know, whatever? So I'll go to open mics to do that. And like just when I was at yours last week and I was bumbling all over a song. Well, obviously it's not ready to walk yet, you know, so I gotta work on that.
That song you did, Bad Motherfucker, is that yours?
Yeah.
That's a banger.
See, I try not to play that.
That's a banger.
Yeah, thank you very
Love
much.
that song. Yeah.
I try not to play that too much because it's vulgar.
Yeah, yeah. But sometimes it's necessary. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm glad. See, that's what I mean. That's a great community that you let me get away with that.
Yeah, man. Well, it's Little Ease. We can do pretty much whatever we want at Little Ease.
But that's cool. That, I mean, that really there speaks to an artist too. Like, wow, this cool. This cool.
Yeah,
too,
man.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember while you were playing it, because it's got that cool like guitar riff in there too.
Yeah.
And while you were playing it, like everybody around me was like, "Did he say this is one of his own?" And I'm like, "I'm not sure, but if it is, it's fucking great." You know. So yeah, a lot of people were talking about it while you were playing it. Yeah, man.
Well, I think any song's good if you can cuss in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That automatically it imprints. You know, as a kid, you know, you weren't allowed to.
Right.
If you talked, you get smacked.
Yeah,
if you talk back, you get smacked.
Yep.
You say a bad word.
Yeah.
I remember one time when my father's time with us, we were driving by this reservoir, and I was like, "Damn!" And he goes,
"Man."
I'm like, it's a dam.
Just for the word damn.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're pointing at the dam.
That is what that is. That's a dam. I didn't just as a 6-year-old feel like saying damn.
Yeah, right.
Like, no, a dam.
That's hilarious.
Pow. You don't curse and don't use the Lord's name in vain.
That's
what just happened here?
That's crazy.
Okay, so I can't recognize architectural elements?
Yeah, right. How dare you?
Go to the trailer.
No, there was the song "Devil Went Down to Georgia" from Charlie Daniels.
That's a great song.
I remember I was in Strawbridge and Clothier, maybe, or
Sears. Wow, nice.
One of those
Caldor.
Stores. Yeah,
Prickles.
One of those Wilco, you know, one of those, right? 2 guys. Anyway, so I was in one of those stores with my dad, and we bought a what are they called? It's the tapes that have a bunch of different compilation tape. It was called Southern Fried Rock. It had bands like 38 Special and Leonard Skinner on it, and it had this song "Devil Went Down to Georgia" from Charlie Daniels. I'd never heard it before. I was like 7 years old, and so I got it. We brought it home. We put it in the tape deck, and at the end of that song, he goes, "I told you once, you son of a bitch, I'm the best there ever lived." And I was like, "Oh my God!" It was like the first curse I ever heard in a song, and it like changed my life.
Yeah.
So wait, you could do that?
Yep. Yeah. I'm telling you, there's nothing like a good curse. But as long as it's placed perfectly.
Right,
you know what I mean? Which
Yep.
is why I think
Yep.
the Bad Motherfucker songs, it's a little it's in the face,
Mhm.
and maybe it's more in the face than it should be, but at that point it's basically a kind of like a personal type anthem and a rebellion to, you know, I'm not a bad motherfucker in the sense that I'll whip your ass. I mean, I can hold my own, but I'm not about that.
Right. Yep.
But I'm worn.
Yeah.
Like I got a lot of tires, got a lot of mud on my boots. I got the shit to prove it.
Sure.
So I don't need to explain myself.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And put in a position where I would have to, I would rather just walk away because
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's it gonna do?
It's a fun song too,
Thank
though.
you.
Like the whole vibe of it, like everything. It's great.
It's great with a band. I mean,
Oh, really? Yeah.
See, that's the thing. I would love to see my songs when I write them. Like, I was always like a musician first.
Yeah.
So I write from a musician standpoint, and I purposely leave my songs minimal.
Okay.
Only because I hear other places where the instruments can go.
Nice. Yeah.
And I've always done it where intentionally that I leave it open and vague for interpretation.
Okay.
Because you never know what other fellow musician can add to it. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, over my lifetime, being privileged to play with the guys I've met along the way, again, not knowing who they were while they were jamming with me.
Yep.
Like I opened up for a guy named Alejandro Escovedo.
I know that name.
I didn't even know who he was really, you know, but it's better that I didn't.
Yeah, right.
Because then I probably would have been starstruck instead of being myself.
Sure. Yep.
So ignorance is whatever.
Ignorance is bliss.
Unfortunately. But I leave it open so anybody who can play, even if they don't know how to play great, I don't care. There's something you could do to add to the song.
Yeah, they can add their own flavor.
And that's where the magic happens.
Yeah, man.
Like I've already got I got the bones. You know, the foundations here. Help me build the house.
Yeah.
And you could build it however you want.
That's great.
Because I'm not going to be like, no, you can't have that room.
Right.
Make that room yours, baby.
That's awesome.
Pick it up.
That's awesome.
Put the pink walls up. I don't care.
That's great.
And people get into it and they hear that and they're like, man, I hear the song going this way. I'm like, that's fine.
Yep.
As long as you're playing the song.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, you can hear the rhythms there. So just there's your foundation.
That's awesome.
Don't turn into a waltz.
That's great.
Because it ain't a waltz.
Right. As long as they got the like the structure, the groove, whatever.
You got it. Yeah.
I was shameless plug. You know, I've got this new song coming out March 24th called "Devil on My Shoulder." I recorded it with Stephen Butler. He is a member of Smash Palace. They were pretty big in the '80s, toured all over the world, all that stuff. They just came out with another album. It's fantastic. Anyway, thank you, Steve. He's like producing these songs, which are eventually going to be an album for me. But to your point, I've just walked into his studio with like 4 chords and my vocals and all that stuff. And he was like, and I told him, I was like, I want this to be like a full band song. Right. I don't want it to be just vocals and acoustic. So in like 3 hours, he laid down a bass guitar, he laid down a 12-string acoustic, and then he laid down this lead stuff on electric guitar that was just, it like blew my mind.
And it filled out the song.
And it took it in like a little bit of a different direction, but it's still my song. Right. It's still what I wrote, but it was like, holy shit. And I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, and then we hired a guy to do drums on it, you know, and then we hired somebody else to master it. It's great.
Yeah.
And it's just, to your point though, like, I think it's a good idea to write stuff kind of like basic or with a lot of space. So then you get these magical moments.
Right. You get the community of people that get to share their passion.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And as long as you're not married to the song,
right,
and you know, you're fine with that, then how do you fuck up magic?
Right.
Even dark magic's magic.
That's right.
Might be dark, but it's still magic. You know.
Right. Yep.
So I mean, it's really hard to you know, they naturally say polishing a turd. They say that a lot.
Right.
That's one of the compliments I got. Like, thank God this isn't polishing a turd. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it's a Nashville thing.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I mean, having the camaraderie alone, like sharing a stage, like with people playing a song. I mean, you're sharing a lot. I mean, there's nothing more real than that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bridge. It's a vibe that I think, man, if it has the power to make things better.
It really does.
Like if you're having a shitty day,
yes,
and I pulled out my banjo and played it to you,
yeah, man, yeah,
you wouldn't have a shitty day,
right? You're absolutely right.
I had a shitty day.
Yep.
One morning, and I went into the room and I strummed the banjo, and I was like, "Son of a bitch," strummed it again, and I literally smiled.
Right. Yep.
I don't know what it is.
Right.
Every time I hear a banjo, you know, and the same time when I hear like a country fiddle.
Right.
Like there's certain instruments or a tin whistle in an Irish tune.
Right.
You know, certain instruments, man, they just, I can't be upset now.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
You got to have no soul if you're mad playing a banjo.
Right.
I've never seen a grumpy banjo player, you know?
It's very true.
Or somebody, you know,
Very
Charlie
true.
Daniels was never pissed off running a fiddle.
Right, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It is true. Like sometimes, you know, I don't really like struggle with like depression, so to speak. But if I'm in a shitty mood or whatever, I'll just grab the guitar. It doesn't matter when it is. After playing it 5, 10, 15 minutes, I'm in a way better mood.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I put it down. I go about the rest of my day.
Right.
You know?
And that's how I do with songwriting. Like I wrote literally an album in 2 weeks.
Really?
I've been leaning into this vibe. I don't know, my positive attitude, I don't know. I don't know where it came from, but I've just been feeling really good.
Right.
And happy and
awesome.
and positive, you know? And so I started writing. I started leaning into it, and I was like, all right, whatever comes. I'm not putting the time on it, whatever.
Yep.
And but I have found that, like, if I got something to say, it's gonna say itself. Right. I just have to be the pen to it,
Yeah, man. Yep.
And then the only thing I'm running into, which I found the other day, I was talking to my girl, and she was like, oh, well, just do something else or whatever. I'm like, you understand, I can't. Like, I'm in now. I'm in now. Like, I cannot do anything.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I look at my brain as like an operating system.
Right.
Everything is fired. There's tons of files and folders and everything. And now the process has begun.
Yep.
There cannot be a control save, control S until maybe I'll put like a thing like, okay, when I get to the, when I get to the chorus, yes. When you get to the chorus, yes. Then we will. Like, I'm like Jeff Goldblum. Must go faster. Must go to the chorus. So when get to the chorus. So once I get to the chorus, then I'll stop, but then it doesn't stop.
Right.
And then before I know it, I've got the song down. And once I could play it through, I don't know why I'm yelling.
It's all right. We got volume controls.
It's all right. So once I could play the song through and it makes sense, then I'll allow myself to call it a day if I feel like it.
Yep.
And then I'll come back to it.
Yep.
And usually what I'll do is if I call it a day and it doesn't call me back to it, then it's not good.
Okay.
And I'll have to work on it.
Gotcha.
If I don't want to work on it and there's no like feeling to work on it, then it wasn't meant to be.
Right.
Because there's nothing pulling me.
That's interesting. I'm a little bit the same way. You know what I mean? Or if like there are times where I'll work on a song all day and then the next day I go back to it and I don't even like it anymore.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but
You're
that
like
happens.
Hamster nipples. The hell was I writing?
Yeah, exactly.
Was it the way I said it? Seemed like it rhymed.
All right, so let's talk. You already said that your stage name, if you will, is the Williams Boy. Yeah. And then you also have what, the Wild Grit?
Yes.
Tell me about that real quick.
Wild Grit is my girl Erica and I, and we do covers as a duo. We do have a band that we're putting together for a gig coming up in May, but it's basically a cover gig.
Nice.
However, she is very talented, and she's been through a lot too, and I can't speak, other than saying she's a soldier of life as well.
Okay.
On her own thing.
Yeah.
And she has all these writings, like why say it like that? Like cuneiform? Hieroglyphs? She has these writings. She has tons of stuff she's written down, and there's tons of nuggets in there. I'm like, oh, you could do something with this, and so I've been working with her to do that, and like I really enjoy co-writing. I really enjoy spending time with someone, and this right here is golden. Like, I want to pay you.
Oh no, please,
for having me.
Just tell all your friends about it.
After this, I have to go back in the trailer.
I need views and subscribers, so just tell everybody about it. That's all.
So she's been writing a lot, and so she doesn't really necessarily know how to play an instrument. She can sing. She has a lot of Broadway experience.
Oh, cool.
Theater, I mean. Well, same thing, right?
Yeah.
And so we were writing some songs together, and they're good. They're good songs. They have legs. And I'm like, awesome. Listen, I mean, you just gotta put the work in and sing and get to that point. Like, for me, I don't really have a voice.
Okay.
I just have whatever I got.
Okay.
I could sound like somebody else, which I tend to do because I have fun with it.
Sure.
Like I'll try to sound like Cash. I'll try to sound like Waylon or Willie. Yep. I'll pitch my voice up for AC/DC.
Nice.
Because I like having fun. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But my original stuff, I really don't even think about it. Like, I'll just, if it's a song where I'm screaming, I'm screaming.
Okay.
Like, I don't have like a sultry tune or tone that I rely on.
Gotcha.
It's whatever kid comes out.
Right.
That's what the kid talks like,
I hear you.
So with her, it's like you just got to find your voice.
Right.
Like, you know, are you just stuck in the theater mode because that's what you know? Because it could be that.
Sure.
You know, a lot of people don't know their voice. I don't really necessarily know that I have a voice. I know that I've been told, both good and bad, about my voice, but I really don't care about that. All I know is that it doesn't sound like me when I hear it.
Okay. Yep.
Like, you know, every time I hear it, I'm like, that doesn't sound. And that first time I ever remembered that was the old recorder, the radio, the Radio Shack, talking
the
into it,
recorder,
making fart noises and stuff.
Man.
You know.
Yep. I remember my first experience like that too. I was like, wait, that's what I sound like?
Yeah. And I was talking to a gentleman over at Little E's about that too. And it's crazy, like, you know, people share the same things.
Yeah.
Like, we've done the same things.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so I don't really like listening to myself. I don't like hearing myself. Because I can't wrap my
Well, it sounds great on this side.
Well, I appreciate
when you're out there singing. I hear you.
Thank you.
Hear you at Little E's. I'll admit I haven't really listened to any of your recorded stuff yet or anything that you've released, but I will. I will get there. Speaking of that stuff, what do you have out there? If somebody wanted to go out and listen to your stuff, where can they find it? How much do you have out there? All that stuff.
You go to my Bandcamp. It's Williams Boy Co. So williamsboyco.bandcamp.com.
Okay.
That's where all my albums are.
Yep. How many do you have?
Singles? I have no idea.
A lot, though.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I got a lot of children. The ones that I know of.
And do you have, did I see a post or something? You have some, is it some kind of subscription service or
something?
Yes,
on that subscription service is on Bandcamp.
Okay.
Anybody who subscribes, they're helping me so I could actually put these songs to actually record them. I don't have the means to do that.
Yep.
But I think they get a free album. That's a professional album that was done. And anything that I come up with, like I've been writing, I think I wrote an album already and I'm about to post another one Wednesday that'll make it an album. They get all that stuff. All the homemade stuff is free.
Oh, cool. Nice.
If you subscribe. Otherwise, it's like $1 something for song.
Oh, I see. Okay, so the subscription includes kind of everything.
You're gonna get everything.
Gotcha.
Everything that I post, you're getting.
Okay,
and
cool.
you're getting like the real deal. This just happened. You
right.
know? Like,
right.
Did we just become best friends? Yes.
Yep.
So, yeah, but there's a bunch of albums. I had my first album I did was in 2007. That was called Roads up in Connecticut. 2008, I did a little EP called Outlet up in Connecticut. 2012 was Analog. That was in North Jersey. 2000. I don't know. There's stuff because I don't pay attention to it.
Right.
Like I am the worst.
You're just putting it out there.
You know, there's no wonder I'm not, out there because I'm not. I don't really not. Unfortunately, I don't. I'm like, does he got the chops? Yeah, but he just doesn't have the ethic.
Well, I think there's a genuineness about that too, right? Like,
yeah, I guess so.
You're doing it for the art, right?
Yeah,
and you're doing it to express yourself. You're not, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you're not. It doesn't seem to me like you're necessarily doing it for the fame and the fortune.
Right.
You've had those opportunities.
Yeah.
They didn't work for you at the time. Right now, you're the artist, and you're doing whatever.
I'm just leaning into
That's great.
the vibes, man.
That's awesome.
While I can.
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
I mean, I'm in a great place. You know what
fantastic.
I mean? I get to meet great people
and
do great things. I mean,
yeah, man.
So shit, I'm on top of the world, Mom.
All right. Before we wrap it up, where can people find your what's your handle on socials and all that stuff?
The Williams Boy. Williamsboy.com is the website. Williamsboyco.bandcamp.com.
Yep.
Instagram, I think it's the Williams Boy, the real one, because I've been hacked.
Oh, okay.
Facebook, it's Williams Boy Music, and Matt Williams, my name.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Reverb Nation still exists, but I was on there.
How about YouTube? Do you have a YouTube?
Oh yeah, YouTube is I think Williams Boy 406.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll look for it. We'll find it.
But there's if you just Google the Williams Boy, then that'll take care of it.
Awesome.
Because I don't know all the. Again, I don't.
Sure.
Unfortunately,
that's all right. That's all right. Well, when you're rich and famous, you can hire somebody to take care of all that.
I wouldn't do that. No, I know that I'd be the guy who actually would be like Bruce Wayne.
Oh yeah.
I'd quietly take care of, like I would.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I would.
Yep.
This is after Bane. I'd set up the orphanage and pretend I was dead.
Right. I hear you.
We all know you're alive, Batman. Can't ruin my parade.
That's right. All right. I think we have time for a couple of songs. Sure. What songs do you think you're going to play for us?
I'll play a song called "If You Can't Find the Boogie."
Okay.
That'll be on banjo.
Yep.
That one's a new one that I wrote. And I find it with the insanity that we're living in now, it's easier for me to tap into positivity.
Yeah, man.
Because it's, especially with music, it's the only thing for me that is only positive.
Right. Everything else, there's so much, we're surrounded by negativity.
It's the refuge that nobody can, you can't, like, you can't touch this. It's just full of them tonight. No, but seriously, it's like, I mean, and that's what it's always been for me. Like, I don't have to have parents on the PTA to play my banjo.
Right.
I don't have to have a 4.0 to do this,
Yep.
This is mine. Nothing can take it away.
That's it. That's awesome. Yep.
So that's what the music is to me. Yep. So I'll do that one.
Yep.
I'll do a song called 5'10" Beautiful Girl at a Bar. That'll be acoustic.
All right, cool.
And then if you're okay with it, I could do Bad Motherfucker.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, so we'll get 3. That works for me. All right, cool.
Or I'll just do 2. I'll just do 2 if you want to.
No, we could do 3. It's fine.
Okay.
No problem. We have no limits on how long episodes have to be, so we'll just do our thing. All right, cool. Well, all right, so I'll set up for that. Matt, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
And wish you all the best. And yeah, let's get set up for the performance.
Cool. All right, this song is called "If You Can't Find the Boogie." I don't justify the intolerance I see. Not gonna weaponize the ignorance, 'cause I walk with the blues, and I still own them shoes. Good book says not to judge nobody else, but you put out your bound to receive yourself. Well, I know this to be true. It don't hurt till it happens to you. If you can't find the boogie, move on. Don't come around here with that hate. We got too much of that on the plate. No time to waste on sycophantic fools. We'd all be better off, yeah, admitting that we're lost. Maybe then we'd all pack it on up and move. Don't rain on my parade with your politics. Don't preach a good word if you don't follow it. Let them eat cake too. There are more sporks than silver spoons. If you can't find the boogie, move on. Don't come around here with that hate. Got too much of that on the plate. No time to waste on sycophantic fools. We'd all be better off, the boogie, move on.
All right, nice. Love it.
Now I gotta turn this up. This one is called 5 Foot Tall, 5'10", Beautiful Girl at a Bar. Like to hear it? Here it goes. Like to hear it go. I took 4 in Kandahar, and every bullet missed my heart. Yet every time you smiled, I was a bullseye, and you were the dart. 5'10", beautiful girl at a bar. Guess I messed up again. I didn't understand the rules. Hard to follow direction when the game is just chasing you. Then I started out just to find it was way more glitter than gold. When I drank from your bottle, I gave you my world. I couldn't believe that you were my girl. I got lost in them baby blues, hawk my Beretta for a ring. You turned out to be the worst thing that ever happened to me. Every day, all day long, nothing was ever good enough for you. The sun could be shining, but the sky was never quite the right blue. Had I not been blinded by your body and the way you move, I would have put down your bottle. I'd still have all my friends, and the time I wasted would still be in my hands. Behind those lying eyes was a side that I didn't see. You turned out to be the worst thing that ever happened to me. Take this warning from me. Don't trade in who you are for a 5'10", beautiful girl at a bar. Don't trade in who you are for a 5'10", beautiful girl at a bar. That's that one.
Yeah, man. Nice.
This next song goes over well at the old age home. It's called Bad Motherfucker.
got a boy child like no other. Papa, you better go lock up your daughter. He's a bad motherfucker. Down the Mississippi River, now I'm rolling around and won't leave. All them girls know what I'm after. All my fellas know what I mean. Preacher come around with a handsome dance, tell my mama, you got a boy's child like no other. Papa, you better go lock up your daughter. He's a bad motherfucker. I was born on the bayou, down the backwater. I was born on the bayou, down the backwater. Preacher come around my house one day, tell my mama, you got a boy child like no other. Papa, you better go lock up the daughter. He's a bad motherfucker. 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 Preacher come around my house one day, tell my mama he's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, man, nice.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. All right, that'll do it.
Thank